morning, everybody. It probably looks like a mess in camp, but it's a day of getting settled in. I look forward to relaxing for a while. Had to put levels under my rig, and I had parked, don't know if you can tell, with the rug kind of like this. I mean, actually it was like this, and we're moving it to where it's going to be like this. I need to set my solar panels and Starlink up. We sat out and had coffee this morning, and Jana is around there since I had to run the rig, checking the transmission fluid. A day in the life.
Today is a good day to live.
Is that Jana?
I said your transmission fluid looks fine, but I wanted to show you.
Such a long stick.
This is a long dipstick.
It is. It's insane.
Can you see it?
It looks like it stops right here. Let me get out of the sun. Oh, okay.
Which is full.
Yeah, full. Okay.
So I know I'm holding it up right now, but
yeah, she knows what she's doing.
let me show you again on the right side.
If I look at it correctly. Sorry you have to do that again.
That's all right.
So if it's got full transmission fluid, it's not the transmission fluid causing the clunking.
You see it?
To right here, full.
Yeah, full is right here.
Yeah. Perfect.
Add is down here.
So, at least we know it's not that.
You're good on that.
Thank you.
Here's that battery isolator.
Oh, for my house batteries?
Yeah.
Good deal.
And it goes over here. And it comes over here and it goes into this. I don't know if that's a solenoid or what.
I think it is.
And then we have a battery disconnect here.
Yeah, I think it's called a continuous duty solenoid. And this had been giving us trouble for a while, but it's not anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Phoenix, you're a beast. We raise our hoods when we're out in the wild. It is debatable whether or not it helps, but we just keep them lifted a little bit. Just so that it's not such an easy rat's nest or chippy nest or mole nest, whatever wants to get in there. And we put, what are those lights that come on? Motion sensor lights under our rigs at night. But I have to tell you, there are people that do all of that and they still get rodents in their engine. But every ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. What are you fixing to do now, Frugal?
I'm gonna zip tie that little red wire that we installed on your battery on that shunt. It's real small little wire, so I'm gonna zip tie it to the bigger cable. So that's where we put the Starlink in and out, and I don't want to pull that little wire.
Yeah, through that port on the outside.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
yeah, because it was even getting tangled up with the old system.
Yeah, so I'm gonna zip tie it down so we don't pull it loose.
This is my solar to my solar panels, and this is to the Starlink dish. I love my new Cocopelli rugs. They came with nails with little bitty heads on them, and those heads or washers, whatever they're called, are very sharp. They cut right through the nylon, so I'm having to add large washers to it. But this 4-pound sledgehammer that I got, oh my gosh, I love it so much. It makes it so easy to pound these into the desert rock. It'll be so much nicer with those zip tied together.
Well, it's still kind of whirly, dirty, kind of curly. But
it has to help though. Thank you, Jana.
And that's going to help some.
This is a Nomad shop light.
That's our Leslie light jacked up on the board for my shop light.
Yeah, that's awesomeness. Bando, are you tangled, buddy? It would help if you went around the chairs. Come here. Come on. Come around. Oh, good boy. Now come this way. Come this way. I'll help you go that way. Now you're not tangled. We'll move this over and maybe you won't do that again. I just stopped Mama Jana's coffee off. Rut-row. Deborah's in the house. Now, stay on that side of the chairs, buddy, okay? Stay on that side of the chairs. Sammy, are you good while we get all this work done? Are you good, baby girl? You're such a sweetheart. All better. You guys just chill. We'll be with you in a little bit. I have the four corners done, but I have found with the desert wind that even though the corners are done, I always put one in the between. So I actually will have 8 stakes on this carpet. And eventually we will put grommets in. I will put grommets in. Jenna's going to do the same with her carpet. But you want to be sure you go between the plastic. Try not to crack that plastic or tear it, because that will mess the carpet up and it'll unweave in the long run. Okay, so we have to get down here on the ground, one of us inside and one of us outside, or go back and forth if it's just one of us. Hi everybody. And reach in here, because it comes in from that outside port. I'm pulling Starlink through right now. I'm not finding it. Pull out a little. Okay, got it. Hold on. And then pull it through and up to the cabinet. Thank you. Got it. Okay. The last step of setting up Starlink, first step is positioning your dish. Second step is plugging in the modem. Third step is plugging in the dish. And I'm not sure that you have to do those in order. That's just how I do them. Right now, my solar panels are bringing in 93 watts to the Blue Eddy. And let's go ahead and turn that back on so you can see it. And I'm going to plug it in, turn it on. And eventually it will get up between 35 and 50 watts on the output. Starlink is a power hog. It will depend on whether it is looking for satellite dishes or doing an update, any of the configurations that it does internally on how many watts that it ultimately pulls. And I just average at about 40, but like I said, it can be 35 to 50, and you just have to make sure you have that much power. I have 2 solar panels, so I'm usually bringing in, as long as there is good sun, more than Starlink uses. So there it goes. It will start hopping up, and the dish will try to locate satellites. You guys go to Jana's channel, Frugal RV Gal, and watch her video on sorry about the wind, but on what she had to do to get this back in, because some knucklehead didn't want to take time to get it on right. He boogered this clamp, and he didn't have it lined up, and he didn't have one of the pins in. And she used to check her air filter and put it in like 5 minutes. And just because somebody got lazy and didn't want to do a job right, they almost ruined her entire air filter box. Way to go on getting that done, Frugal.
Oh my gosh, that was more than I was expecting.
I'm not sure if you guys remember that she got her knife out. I'm not sure if you guys remember that I got this at the K&B main store a while back because I need a bigger pot to cook Bandit's food in. And I said I was very excited because I'll give away whatever we don't keep. I'll pay it forward. And so that always feels good to do something like that. But today's the day we open it up and I get to see what pots we're going to keep. It's like Christmas.
Do you want me to cut this?
Sure.
Big old pots.
It's a big old pot and lids.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I like cooking with lids. So to let things simmer. Oh, it's got lots of lids.
Well, it's 7 pots, so.
Seven pots to cook in.
Smallest one.
Oh, is that big enough for Bandits? It looks like it might be about, not quite, that's not twice the size of yours. That's 1.5, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
are you going to boil water in it?
So
Might be enough.
I'll keep this one, but let me see the next size. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to cook his food in.
Really?
Yeah. I can't stand to have to try not to slosh, and I'm not that neat of a cook. Oh my gosh.
So here's
The lid for the
lid
small
for the
one. I want to
small.
keep the little plastic. It'll keep it from rattling while I travel. So cool. And then I guess
you want to put these in there too?
might as well, huh? I know each one has a lid. That lid does not go on that one. Does that one? No, these lids are too small.
Well,
No, that lid's too big.
that one's going.
This is just right. Goldilocks. Yeah, okay, got it. I just wasn't paying attention. Oh my goodness.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Look at the size of those. Yeah, and then do you have 4 lids there?
Yes.
All right, so do we want to keep these 3 and give those 4 away, or what do you want to do? You want to think about it?
I don't need one.
You don't want any?
I have a set.
Oh, you do back at your house?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Cabin. I don't need one.
Okay, all right. All right, well, I think I only need 2. What do you think?
I think so too.
All right, so I'm going to keep these 2, and we're going to give away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Awesomeness. What you got there, Jana?
Trail mix from Bucky's.
Yeah. That care package from Cindy and Mike just keeps on giving, doesn't it?
Yeah. So good.
We love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Camp is set up. And now it's time to go in and get some work done. Oh, but we love it out here so much. I'll have to move that hummingbird feeder because I can't see it out my window now that I've moved. I get all the toys.
You better go get yours.
She said, I love my toys. Toys, toys, toys. Toys, toys, toys. Not a bad way to end the day. Making chicken fajitas. We got all the trimmings. What'd you bring, Friggle?
I made the corn jalapeno. How do you say that?
Corn jalapeno.
Jalapeno relish. Good. I said I was going to make them my meal plan. We wasn't going to have fajitas, but we are anyway. But I did make the relish.
Awesomeness.
And guacamole. Homemade guacamole and sour cream.
Nice. And that Bucky's tub works perfectly for, what'd you say that was?
This is corn and jalapeno relish.
Oh, sweet.
And it fits good down into my refrigerator.
Yeah, that's perfect. Bucky's. But that Bucky didn't make it.
No.
Frugal made it.
I mean,
Come on, chicken. Come on, chicken. I'm talking to you. Come on now. How is it?
wonderful. Look at that.
Mmm. Bueno.
Mm-hmm. Corn down.
No, Bando. Nope, Sammy, not for you either. And there's, Jenna not only made the jalapeno corn mix dip, what do you call it? Dip? Relish. She made homemade guacamole. And I think she told you guys that, but I want you to see how yummalicious it looks. Frugalicious, yummalicious.